Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the Trump administration didn't even pretend to have a strategy for containing the coronavirus and rebuilding our economy. And it's why we've surpassed 500,000 deaths and unemployment is currently around 10%. So I'm glad to see action, decisive action from President Biden on both fronts. He's demonstrating the leadership that we've been waiting for, and Treasury has a really important role to play here, including engaging with our allies. The International Monetary Fund issues special drawing rights, a kind of currency that members like the U.S. can use to provide resources to countries that need help. Now, it's no surprise that the Trump administration blocked efforts to issue new SDRs, withholding a critical tool that would help support a global pandemic response. Mr. Adeyemo, can you help explain why providing low-income countries with the resources they need to fight this pandemic and its economic fallout is so important to our own safety and economic recovery?
Senator, thank you for the question. My view is that, and the view that is shared by, I know, members of this committee, is that in order to address this pandemic and contain the pandemic, we need to contain it globally. Fundamentally, the pandemic doesn't respect borders. It doesn't respect counties or cities or states. It is global in nature, and we need to ensure that countries around the world are put in a position to deal with the pandemic and its results. Part of this is going to require money, as we've discovered in our own country, and providing financial resources to some of the most poorest countries in the world is going to be critical to our national security if we seek to make sure that COVID-19 isn't something that continues to affect us.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I appreciate that answer, and I hope Treasury will commit to delivering this crucial support. This pandemic won't be over for us until it's over for everyone. And our economy won't fully recover until other countries' economies are back on their feet as well. Right now, the pandemic and economic recovery need to be your top priorities. I understand that. But I also want to ask about how to ensure financial system serves the needs of families going forward. Our financial system has been rigged for a long time to help the wealthy and the well-connected. Private equity firms get rich off stripping assets from companies, loading them up with a bunch of debt, and then leaving workers behind, leaving consumers behind, leaving whole communities in the dust. This business model is based on creating even more massive inequality in our economy. Treasury has the tools to address this head-on, including through the Financial Stability Oversight Council. So, Mr. Adeyemo, one of FSOC's responsibilities is addressing the risks financial activities impose on low-income and underdeveloped communities. Will you commit to using FSOC authorities to address economic inequality, including by recommending more regulatory scrutiny of private equity funds?
Senator, I'm committed to working with Secretary Yellen to address issues that face minority communities, minorities in this country, using all of the tools of the Treasury Department. Some of these are regulatory, but I think we have a number of other tools that we can use also to address these challenges. They're issues that I care about personally, and I look forward to working with the Secretary on those issues and also working with you to address them going forward.
Well, and I appreciate that, but I really do want to bear down on this one. You have an FSOC tool here that's powerfully important. All it takes is the courage to step up and use that tool. So I appreciate that there are other tools as well, and I want to see you use them all. But will you commit to using this tool?
I'm committed, Senator, to talking to Secretary Yellen about this tool and making sure that on top of our agenda is thinking about how the financial system can best serve all Americans, including marginalized communities. In terms of how the FSOC does that, I'm looking forward to talking to her about that and making sure that we come back to you.
Now, Mr. Adeyemo, I just want to say on this one, I don't think you should waver about this. If you and the administration are committed to taking a whole-of-government approach to advancing economic and racial equality, then Treasury can't be a bystander in this. Treasury has a lot of tools, especially FSOC, and I urge you to use them.
Thank you, Senator, and I look forward to using all of our tools to address this very important issue.
I like hearing you'll use all your tools. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.